Ladies and gentlemen, if gas prices get to $6 or $7, which they are in some parts of the country, or $8 or $9 or $10, well, that's the price to pay that you must endure for democracy. I mean, you don't want Trump to tweet. I mean, Trump was a maniac. We had record low unemployment. We had inflation at like around 2%. We had gas prices below $3. He was a maniac. He was unfit to serve. We had the Doha Agreement. We had first president to step foot in North Korea. President Moon Jae-in of South Korea stated that Trump deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. We had the Abraham Accords. We had such a good economy we could level tariffs at competitors, global competitors around the world. And let's see, we had economic growth. We had, like I said, unemployment at all-time lows, in addition to economic growth with low inflation and low gas prices. But Trump was just a mean person. He was unfit to serve. That Helsinki conference, oh my God. Oh, but by the way, guess what's happening under President Exum Body's watch? Oh, that's right. One of the worst moments in European history. Thank God we have Biden. He's fantastic. He's fantastic. H.A. Goodman loves Joe Biden. He's a fantastic president. Gas prices skyrocketing, oil prices through the roof, 0 to 0.5% economic growth, according to the Atlanta Fed. First quarter GDP estimates for 2022. But you know what? There's something called car-free Sundays. You heard this here first. Car-free Sundays. Car-free Sundays. Car-free Sundays. Yes, you heard it here first on this channel. What's so great about car-free Sundays? Well, according to the IEA, the International Energy Agency, who is, of course, looking out for your best interest, and an agency that, of course, Democrats will worship and adopt as their own, one Sunday, car-free Sundays could save... Car-free Sundays could save something like 170,000 barrels per day. 3 days saves about 5. Oh, no, that's sorry. Working from home and 3 days a week. Sorry. Every Sunday saves 380,000 barrels per day. One Sunday a month saves 95,000 barrels per day. Switzerland, the Netherlands, and West Germany did this during the 1973 oil crisis. Do you want to bet that Democrats will want to do this, or progressive or liberal or left-leaning activists or climate change advocates? Do you want to bet that they're going to want this? Car-free Sundays. Do you want to bet that, I'm being facetious about the bet, but do you think that perhaps there'll be some Democratic mayors in very liberal cities across the country, really smart, forward-thinking, awesome people who say, you know what, it's a car-free Sunday. It's a city ordinance or a law. Who knows? They're capable of anything where you can't drive your car on Sunday. How are you going to go to work? Hit subscribe to this channel, by the way, right now. It's car-free Sundays. You heard it here first. It's fantastic. Of course, it's not Biden's fault. Nothing is. The nightmare in Europe, that's not his fault. Gas prices, that's not his fault. We're heading into a recession, that's not his fault. Nothing is. In fact, it's, you know who's responsible for all of this? Trump. Trump caused this from his mean tweets 5 years ago. That's the problem. And by the way, the New York Post has a fantastic article. Biden blames Vladimir for high gas prices, but his timeline proves it's the president's own fault. Each one of his policies, his anti-fossil fuel policy, and by the way, when I was on the left, I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. The unofficial scribe of Sanders is the most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. I didn't realize that a lot of the things I believed in hurt working people, actually harmed the working class, actually were detrimental to poor people or people battling poverty. Inflation And close to 10% is a tax upon people who are struggling. Grocery bills, fuel costs, clothing, everything is more expensive. And then I remember speaking to people and like, well, what about real wages under Trump? And now real wages people are actually losing close to 2%, despite wage increases, oftentimes, in many cases. So real wages are actually down. Real wages were still up under Trump. They just weren't up as much as I don't know, certain people thought they should be. That was one of the rebuttals during Trump's economy. But see, now you have everything worse, but at least Trump isn't tweeting. And car-free Sundays is an option that Democrats are going to adopt. You just watch. You can't look. The idiocy behind all of this, like, yes, climate change is an important thing to address. You don't do so after you've tanked the economy for 2 years. I write about that in the Federalist. I predicted everything we're seeing now in October of last year. We are going to see, in addition to the slow motion stock market crash we're seeing now, a devastating, catastrophic stock market crash. I wrote about that. Read the articles below in the pinned comment. Subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel below. I will start doing more on that channel soon. And if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. This is the thing. It's all or nothing in terms of ideology with wonderful, morally superior, beautiful liberal Democrats. It's all or nothing. And every single time they fail, it could be foreign policy. You look at our exit and how Biden completely botched the Doha Agreement. It called for a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal. Those 13 Americans and those over 100 Afghans should be alive today. He completely botched that. It was for a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal. He just decided whenever he wanted to, in August. Okay. That showed the world he was completely and utterly inept. Okay? President exhumed body is completely clueless all the time, but he has all of media propping him up. Even the IEA. So they're trying to blame what's taking place in Europe. Nobody believes it because it was taking place prior to what Vladimir did. And you're not going to address skyrocketing fuel costs with car-free Sundays. Okay? The issue that most people aren't talking about is that the supply and demand, the demand was completely disrupted for a year and a half and 2 years. Oil and gas companies did not foresee what took place. They didn't expect, nobody did, Democrats primarily and media and unelected officials who were wonderful experts pushing to end the U.S. economy as we know it. That opened up a Pandora's box for all of these problems. A great many issues that we face today were the fault of Democrats even prior to mashed potato brains becoming elected. They're the ones who gleefully said, it's too soon. Too soon. Oh, yeah, to open up. Oh, yeah, too soon. They loved it. And so the demand, oil and gas companies were hurting tremendously just from the disruption. And there were supply chain and logistical issues and all of that. But Democrats are blaming everyone, the oil and gas companies, which is hilarious, for their policies. Okay, so they took over, life is worse. And you have to then pay the price or, take one for the team. So when Trump presides over a great economy and an excellent foreign policy, because it was a much better foreign policy under President Obama, you saw what took place in that region of Europe. Under mashed potato brains, you're seeing what's taking place in the same region of Europe. Didn't happen under Trump. But then I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook, but you get these people like, thank goodness we don't have Trump at this time in European history. It's like, well, it's happening under President exhumed body. So what are you talking about? It's happening under his watch. Like, all of this is happening under the wonderful Joe Biden's tenure. They can't possibly admit that they're presiding over the worst nightmares that they thought would happen under Trump. And people are slowly realizing, even people who don't like Trump, they're slowly realizing, oh my God, maybe his personality wasn't all that bad. Maybe there was this irrational obsession with Trump's tweets or his personality that overshadowed all the good things that he did. And it's not like, Mashed Potato Brains is going to win any personality contests. He's slurring his speech and yelling at people and barking at people. And, it's like... And then the rebuttal is, well, Trump was worse. Like, no, Trump never said or did the things that he did. Not even close. Not even close. But again, we have two different worlds here. But here, reduce speed limit, walk from home. Everyone has to actually take one for the team when these policies are terrible. It was ending the U.S. economy pushed by Democrats and media and unelected officials. You didn't have to do that. Then it was, that was a choice. Not every country in the world did that. Then it was combating climate change immediately after you ended the economy. Then it was a whole bunch of policies that were anti-fossil fuels. Then it was... oh my goodness, look what's taking place in terms of geopolitics. Then it was, oopsie, we import 7% from them? Oh God. Then it was, well, inflation's good. Then it was, well, it's not not the president's fault. It's a commodity. You can read the New York Post article. This is a fantastic New York Post article from DeRoy Murdoch. Biden blames you-know-who for high gas prices, but this timeline proves it's the president's own fault. That's a fantastic article. It actually goes through each of Biden's policies and the price of gas after each of his policies. It's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty fantastic. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Car-free Sundays. We all have to take one for the team. It's the price to protect democracy. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. They're mortified. Democrats cannot possibly admit that their policies caused these catastrophic events to take place. And I'm talking geopolitics, terrible. Economy, terrible. Fuel prices, oil prices going up. It's not his fault. Yeah, what the U.S. does influences oil prices. If you have a president that has historically been just terrible in terms of foreign policy, ask the people of Libya, then those oil prices are going to go up. Watch what happens with China and Taiwan. Every adversary we have is just, salivating right now. Give me your, and it's not so, we're still the best or the most powerful militarily. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue is we have zero economic leverage anymore. And everything we try to do to other adversaries ends up hurting us to a point where we have to say, well, maybe car-free Sundays are good. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now.